We can now confirm that Justice Anthony Kennedy, who is a conservative who provided key swing votes for same-sex marriage, abortion access, and even affirmative action, will be retiring from the United States Supreme Court effective July 31. Kennedy's decision to step down now will transform the Supreme Court for generations to come, since President Trump will have his second opportunity to nominate a justice in less than 2 years in office. Here is some information of Justice Kennedy's rulings via As Firmly, June 29, 1992, angers conservatives by co-authoring, with Justices Sandra Day O'Connor and David Souter, the opinion of the court in Planned Parenthood v. Casey, to uphold Roe v. Wade. March 1, 2005, writes the majority opinion for the 5-4 ruling in Roe v. Simmons, stating that executing killers who were under age 18 when they committed their crimes is unconstitutional. April 18, 2007, voting with the conservatives in the 5-4 decision in Gonzalez v. Carhart, Justice Kennedy writes the majority opinion to uphold the nationwide ban on partial birth abortions. June 12, 2008, in Boumediene v. Bush, Kennedy writes the majority 5-4 opinion, assessing that the language of the Constitution grants the Guantanamo Bay prison detainees the right to seek habeas corpus. June 25, 2012, writes the opinion of the court in Arizona v. United States, overturning 3 sections of Arizona's 2010 immigration law. June 26, 2013, Kennedy writes the majority opinion of the court in United States v. Windsor, striking down part of the Defense of Marriage Act. June 26, 2015, Kennedy writes the landmark majority opinion of the court in Obergefell v. Hodges, making same-sex marriage legal in all 50 U.S. states. June 23, 2016, Kennedy writes the majority opinion in Fisher v. University of Texas, upholding the right of universities to consider race as one factor in admissions. Most likely the president will get some sweet revenge on the far left, who has been constantly and illogically attacking him since he won the presidential election in 2016 by replacing Kennedy, who is a right-leaning swing vote, with a young, conservative jurist that will make Justice Antonin Scalia look like a liberal. And for our nation's sake, let's hope he does. If this is indeed the case, it would create a bloc of 5 staunch conservative justices who could move the court further to the right and cement a conservative majority for generations to come. President Trump will most likely push for a vote of confirmation before the midterm elections in November. Here is more on this breaking news via Fox News. Justice Anthony Kennedy announced Wednesday that he is retiring, giving President Trump a critical opportunity to move the Supreme Court more solidly to the right in what promises to be an epic confirmation fight. The 81-year-old senior associate justice informed the White House in a letter of his intention to step down from the High Court after 30 years, effective July 31. Rumors of another vacancy have reverberated across Washington in recent months, and it comes a year after Kennedy's former law clerk, Justice Neil Gorsuch, took over the seat occupied by the late Justice Antonin Scalia. Trump, reacting to the news, called Kennedy a great justice and said he'd begin the search for a replacement immediately. Arguably the most powerful member of the Supreme Court, Kennedy's moderate conservative views often left him the swing, or deciding, vote in hot-button cases ranging from abortion to gay rights to political campaign spending. A Supreme Court vacancy will likely become a key issue in a midterm congressional election year, when control of the Senate is at stake. That body will consider Trump's latest High Court nominee, requiring only a simple majority for confirmation. GOP leaders changed the rules when Gorsuch was being considered, to get rid of the 60-vote procedural filibuster threshold. But Democrats are expected to try and transform the court opening into a broader political referendum on Trump's leadership, and the future of social issues like immigration, gun rights and race. Republicans, for their part, hope Kennedy's replacement helps them in the November elections. Kennedy was nominated to the court by President Ronald Reagan in 1987 and sworn in the following year. While often voting with the court's conservative bloc, he has been a key swing vote in a number of cases and occasionally sided with the court's liberal wing, particularly on issues such as gay rights and abortion. Most notably, he wrote the 2015 ruling on Obergefell v. Hodges, which found that a ban on same-sex marriage was unconstitutional. His retirement had been rumored in recent years, with several of his former clerks having said they thought he was considering stepping down. While it is not clear whom Trump will nominate, the eventual nominee is likely to face resistance from Senate Democrats, who are still bristling from Senate Republicans' blockade of Obama pick Merrick Garland in 2016 and would balk at the possibility of Trump pardoning the conservative bloc on the court. Kennedy's retirement comes as both Gorsuch and Kennedy were key votes in two controversial decisions this week, upholding Trump's travel ban and ruling against unions' fair share fees. Both decisions were 5-4. This will give us conservatives the Supreme Court we have been dreaming of since Roe v. Wade. We will have a strong majority of conservatives which will stop any craziness from the left side of the political aisle. And from what we have seen with Gorsuch, President Trump is no Bush and he knows perfectly well how to nominate strong conservatives to the court. But for now, we will need to buckle up because the left will take out their big GS in the mainstream media and all other methods they have in order to oppose whoever President Trump nominates. It will be one hell of a ride by the time this is all said and done and we have our next Supreme Court justice.